We sometimes have a hard time holding women accountable and sending them to the penitentiary. And I think it's because we don't like to think that women do this sort of thing, but they can and they do, and this young woman did.
Southern California high school teacher was arrested Monday, 2 weeks after she allegedly gave birth to a student's child.
Redlands police arrested Laura Elizabeth Whitehurst at her home last night, just 2 weeks after giving birth. Police say the boy's mother reported the relationship to school officials, who then notified police.
The 28-year-old English teacher is accused of having sex with her then 16-year-old student. They met while she was advising him at Citrus Valley High last summer. The two allegedly began their relationship prior to his senior year and continued it for a year.
I wanna say I love you. I wanna hold you tight. I want your arms around me, and I want your lips on mine. I wanna say I love you, but babe, I'm terrified. My hands are shaking, my heart is racing, 'cause it's something I can't hide. It's something I can't deny. So here I go, baby, I love you.
Sherry, good evening. Police tell us those two other alleged victims are now adults, and they came forward after our story aired yesterday, making that a total of 3 students who claim they had a sexual relationship with their teacher. Michael Cooper, a Redlands high school graduate, says he had a sexual relationship with Laura Whitehurst back in 2007 when he was 17 years old. He told me his teacher came on to him.
And at the end of class, she asked me to stay, told me about her dream where in the end of the dream we kissed.
Cooper says they met at her apartment to have sex on several occasions.
Nearly my entire junior year.
Redlands police couldn't confirm that Cooper is one of the victims in their investigation, but did say a 22-year-old filed a report after Whitehurst was arrested Monday for allegedly having sex with another boy, a 16-year-old student at Citrus Valley High, where she most recently worked as an English teacher. Police believe that boy is the father of her newborn baby. It was this news that led Cooper to speak up.
I'm not trying to play the victim. I'm not trying to get anything out of this. I'm not trying to press charges. I was physically sick to my stomach, and now that there is potentially a third person, then I think I did the right thing.
So because there's now 3 male victims, now it's time to do something.
That third alleged victim, the youngest one yet. Police say another man came forward and said he had a year-long relationship with Whitehurst when he was 14. He was her student when she taught at Redlands High back in 2007. He told police they had sex in her classroom, in her car, and in her apartment.
A year in jail and 5 years probation for a handcuffed Laura Whitehurst. The ex-teacher looked away as the teenage father of her infant daughter called Whitehurst a predator and then told the judge the plea bargain was, quote, minimal consequences for stomach-turning behavior.
Can you comment at all on the sentencing?
Outside the courtroom, the woman's parents ignored our questions. The former Redlands teacher, convicted of having sex with at least 3 underage students when she worked at Citrus Valley High, initially faced 41 felony counts and up to 29 years in prison. The lawyer for the 28-year-old former English teacher told us Whitehurst is embarrassed, humiliated, and ashamed.
Mostly destructive feelings, I would say. She's sitting in our county jail and she doesn't fit in very well.
Not according to her teenage victim, who stood up twice to tell the court, quote, the plea deal is not right and that Whitehurst deserves tougher punishment.
It's easy to understand why some think that you should go to state prison right now.
But the judge agreed the sentencing deal would stand. San Bernardino County prosecutors told us the victim and his family were notified and expressed no objections to it.
But I respect the rights of the victims and their right to change their position on things and voice that publicly. In addition, we have 2 other victims in this case that did not want to be a part of this process, that did not want criminal charges filed and did not want anything to happen to Miss Whitehurst.
2 out of the 3 victims didn't want to see anything happen to her. That's exactly what the prosecutor and the judge wanted to hear.
Brian, you got off the phone a little while ago with the attorney of the boy who fathered Whitehurst's baby.
Right. I spoke with Heather Cullen
Riverside-based attorney to get her reaction and the boys' reaction to Laura Whitehurst pleading guilty to 6 felonies today related to her having sex with 3 underage boys who attended Citrus Valley High in Redlands. Cullen called the sentence of 1 year and 5 years probation a slap in the face of my client and a slap on the wrist for Laura Whitehurst. She said that even though the San Bernardino County District Attorney's Office consulted with the 3 victims in this case before agreeing to the plea deal, Cullen said that her client and his family were not in agreement. She couldn't say what they thought an appropriate sentence was, but she said that this was too light and that if the victim was a woman and the perpetrator was a man, that the sentence would have been a lot different, a lot stiffer.
And if you're wondering about that deal, Andy Kahn, a crime victims advocate, says it's a sweet one, made possible because she's a woman.